All right, I have everyone in for Peterson, and I have also Fonville and Carpenter. So I'm waiting. We'll go ahead and start Peterson, and then Carpenter and Fonville will be brought in. And viewer. This is the case of Bradley Peterson, 22W81810.
Please call William on behalf of the city of Woodville.
Thank you. And
Bradley Peterson, defendant.
thank you, Mr. Peterson. And then your officer in charge.
Your Honor.
Detective Lieutenant David Toller, Woodhaven, please.
Thank you. Today is the date and time scheduled in this matter for a formal hearing. And the court did receive several pages on a motion for a change of venue. Did you receive that, Mr. Urick?
Your Honor, I did have an opportunity to review those motions for change of venue. I can speak to some in the court indicates it's correct.
Mr. Peterson, this is your motion first before we hold the formal hearing. And is there anything else you would like to offer outside of the information you provided?
Well, I gave you guys the evidence. I mean, I'm tired of being the victim. I've been assaulted. I've been injured. I've been intimidated by you people. You've called me a terrorist. You said I'm violent. You said I'm assaulted. If you look on the record, you know, I've followed the rules and the laws. I am also legally, just like you people are legally. Well, you know, I'm the inventor of the insect virus bombs. So therefore,
I'm sorry, you're the inventor?
I said I'm the inventor of the insect virus bombs. You can contact the city of Monroe County and confirm it, where you can ask them people, say, hey, look, you know, you're not the only ones that can create things, okay? You're just not. I'm all legal. I don't do nothing illegal. Now, I've tried to plead and beg to you people for help. You've done nothing but try to send me to prison and try to take away my constitutional civil rights. I showed you evidence November 28th, 2018, I believe it is, of your own system administrator right here, Sean McEntry. He testified that somebody tampered with evidence, but you guys ignored it. Now, I'm out there risking my life, public protesting. And you guys think I'm the problem. I'm not the problem, you guys are the problem. You won't investigate. I've asked you over and over, but you ignore it. What has to happen for me to get some type of attention or investigations here in my case? You guys don't want to do anything? So what other options do I really have?
Mr. Peterson, I've never had any other interaction with you, but for the very first time you came to this court when it was transferred here from another court, your case was transferred here from, I believe, Lincoln Park, maybe. And I had you on probation, and that was the only interaction I've ever had with you. So I've not had any ill will or any communication with you outside of me arraigning you previously on that case, and that was several years ago. And that, and then the pre-formal hearing that we had in this case, and I set it today for a formal hearing.
I believe that I don't know if you're the same judge in 2017 that called me a terrorist. You said I'm a supporter of ISIS and everything else. You know what I mean? ISIS would love to have me. They would love to have me.
That wasn't me.
Well, your system did, right here in the city of Woodhaven. So yeah, I do want to change the venue. You guys weren't honest then, and you're not honest now.
I'm honest, my benchmate's honest, the individuals we have here, and I don't think you're dishonest.
Investigate it then. Why don't you do your guys' job, investigate it? What has to happen to get investigations done?
Mr. Peterson,
you guys want violence against me.
I read the transcript from circuit court. I did read the transcript, and there was no finding that Shane McIntyre, who is our systems administrator, did not say that the video was altered or that evidence was tampered with. I read the
You
transcript.
learn how to read better then. Somebody tampered with evidence. Somebody tampered with evidence, and it's a known fact. You guys know it. Now, if we have to go a different route, we will go a different route. But you guys got the power right now that I'm giving you. I'm allowing you to have that power. So you guys, at the end of the day, when the news happens, you guys are going to be held accountable. I don't care. I'm dying anyway.
Accountable for my actions, Mr.
Yeah,
Peterson.
I don't think you are, lady.
Oh, I beg to differ, Mr.
Yeah,
Peterson.
I don't think you are. I
I
don't
am.
think you know.
I take accountability for everything I do.
Yeah,
Every
well,
decision
take
I make.
accountability for your employees that you have in here that you should be over. You should be telling them, look, you guys tampered with evidence. You guys lied on this guy. Hey, you guys should solve the problem.
No, our employees never tampered with evidence.
Yes, you did.
No, they
Yeah,
don't.
you did. Well,
All right, do you have anything else to add to your motion, sir?
you guys weren't honest then. You're not honest now. No, I want a venue change. Just like I had then, I want now for the same reasons. You're not honest people. You're dishonest.
Thank you. Mr. Yurick, your response, please.
Just very briefly, Your Honor, I believe Mr. Peterson's colloquy does not contain any basis under the Michigan court rules for a change of venue. And therefore, I ask that the court deny.
Thank you. Anything else, Mr. Peterson?
I'd still want a change of venue in this case due to you don't have no integrity in the courthouse. There's none.
First of all, don't question my integrity.
Well, it's questionable.
No.
To you,
not.
to me it is. I'm the citizen.
It's
you
not.
work for me.
I'm accountable.
You work for me. Do you understand that? Do you understand that?
In this
you work for me.
But most
you work for us, the
importantly,
citizens.
I
That's
have to
who you
maintain
work
the
for.
highest of moral
That's who you
ethics,
work for.
which I do, Mr.
You work for us.
Mr. Peterson.
You work for us. You work for me.
Sir, I'm going to hold you in
Yeah,
contempt.
so what? You're an employee.
Mr. Peterson, calm down. I haven't disrespected you at all. Please don't disrespect.
You insult my intelligence.
Absolutely not.
Of course you are.
How?
You sitting there
Because you
telling me that
are
I'm
what you
wrong,
want.
and you know you can read that
I
you
did
people are
read,
wrong.
and I can read,
Yeah,
and I do know the law, and
Yeah,
your motion
yeah.
doesn't arise to the level that's required under the law for a change of venue, and your motion is denied. We're going to go forward and have the formal hearing today, and it is on a prohibited sign posted indicating defendant, Mr. Peterson, had signs posted on West Road and Hall Road, advised to remove by Chief Fraziak, and the defendant removed those signs. That is the allegation. It's in violation of local ordinance 110-711. Check that. Subsection 3. So at a formal hearing, it is the prosecutor's burden. Prosecutor has the burden of proof. So the prosecutor goes first. The prosecutor then will offer witnesses and will question those witnesses. You will have an opportunity to cross-examine those witnesses. And then when Mr. Yurick is finished proffering his case, providing the evidence that he so chooses to attempt to put into the record, you'll have your opportunity. And you will be able to testify on your own behalf. You'll be able to produce your own witnesses. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. So you can go ahead and have a seat to the chair to your left. Mr. Yurick, are you prepared to begin?
Well, excuse me, Yana.
Yes.
If I can have my own witnesses, why didn't you tell me this before and stuff like that? I mean,
Well,
I didn't bring no witnesses today.
Because you're representing yourself, you're held to the same standard as everybody else is in this courtroom. And if you chose to have witnesses, today's the date to have them. Today's the date for the formal hearing.
And well, I think that's prejudicial, but.
So, but you can have a seat, and Mr. Yurick will call his first witness, and I'll give you an opportunity to cross-examine that witness. Do you need a legal pad of paper to write on?
No.
All right. Mr. Yurick?
Thank you very much, Your Honor. People would first call Chief Scott Francis of the Woodhaven Police Department.
Raise your right hand. You swear or affirm under penalties of perjury the testimony you are providing today for purposes of this formal hearing will be true and accurate to the best of your knowledge, beliefs, to help you God. Thank you. Please be seated. State and spell your first and last name for the record, your department and rank.
Scott Frazek, SCOTT-FRACZEK. I'm currently the Chief of Police with the Woodhaven Police Department.
Thank you. Your witness.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Chief Francis, in a very brief way, can you please summarize your duties as the Chief of the Woodhaven Police Department?
I oversee entire operations within the city of Woodhaven to include the operations of the police department and enforcement laws.
Thank you very much, Chief Francis. And as chief, are you still a certified peace officer under the rules and regulations of the state of Michigan?
Yes, sir, I am.
Very well. And as such, you can act as a witness and investigator, notwithstanding your administrative capacity.
Yes,
Is that
sir, I
true?
can.
Thank you. So can you please describe where you were and what you were doing on or about November 23rd of 2022?
The day would have been a standard operating day within the Woodhaven Police Department. I don't know what day of the week it would have been. Mr. Peterson was out front on the southeast corner of the city of Woodhaven property conducting his protest. At the time of the incident, Mr. Peterson was waving a Confederate flag as he always has during his normal protests. However, on this day, he had several, at least two, if not more, 4x8 sheets of material with signs posted on them, and they were erected on the public easement of the city property. At that time, I was informed by the zoning board that although he was permitted to protest, the signs were prohibited from being posted on that public easement without a permit. At that time, I proceeded out to Mr. Peterson where he was protesting and advised him that his conditions of protest were okay, but that he had to remove the signs. He informed me that that was public property and he had the right to publicly protest peacefully. I agreed with him. However, I informed him that the posting of the signs that he had out there for his protest were in violation of the ordinances adopted by the zoning department. I also informed him if he refused to move the signs, that he would unfortunately have to be cited with a violation. At that time, he informed me, go ahead and cite him. I proceeded back into the station to get the code numbers and language to provide to the front desk to have an officer go out and cite Mr. Peterson for a municipal civil infraction. Sergeant Jackson, I believe it was Sergeant Jackson at the time, now Lieutenant Jackson, issued the citation, and Mr. Peterson requested it be placed on the windshield of his vehicle parked in the parking lot.
Thank you very much. And Chief Francis, when you indicate 4x8, is that inches or feet?
Feet, I'm apologize, 4x8 feet.
Thank you. And when you suggest erected, how, if in any form or fashion, were these signs affixed or anchored, or how were they staying up?
They were standing and propped by, looked like two legs on each side of the device in order to prop it up to be visible by traffic or pedestrians passing in that location.
Thank you. And it's your testimony that while you witnessed this incident as you have described it, it was in fact now Lieutenant Jackson who ran the citation and signed the citation. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And was there anything else unusual at that moment other than what you considered to be a zoning violation committed in your presence?
Not at all.
All right, I have nothing further, Your Honor. Save for redirect.
Thank you. Cross-exam.
No.
How are you?
Good. Are you familiar with the Constitution of the United States?
Absolutely.
Does every citizen have a constitutional right over any state, in any state of the United States of America? Do they have the superior right over the law to public protest?
Absolutely.
Then why are we here today?
As I informed you earlier, It wasn't the issue of your protest. It was the prohibition of signs on the public easement without permit.
And was I blocking anybody at any time?
That wasn't the issue. The ordinance language was very specific that no sign shall be posted on public easement without an authorized permit by the city. That's it.
Does a citizen have a right to public protest without a permit?
But yes, the issue wasn't your protest. The issue was your signs erected on the public easement on the corner of West and Home.
And you just said without a permit,
The signs, not the protest.
but you said without a permit,
The
correct?
signs without a permit, not the protest.
What's the difference?
They're different versions of law that's drafted by the powers to be within the city of Woodhaven that find it necessary to draft language for those specific ordinances, not the protest, but the erection of signs on public easements.
So would that be singling me out for a lawsuit? Are you familiar with the lawsuit that I have against the city of Woodhaven in the
Yes.
state of Michigan?
Yes, sir.
So would that be reprisal? Are the tickets reprisal for the civil lawsuit I have against you?
Absolutely not, Mr. Peterson.
Are you familiar with April 18th, 2022 public protest in the city of Woodhaven? Same place, same exact signs. Matter of fact, I had more signs out there.
I'm unaware of that, sir.
If the court can you Google it? Can you Google it on your phone or something? April 18th, it was Easter. I did a public protest. I think Officer Tooth or Sergeant Tooth.
That probably was Chief Toth at the time.
Oh, was he a chief?
Yep.
Well, Sergeant Tooth at that time, specifically in the videotape, April 18th, 2022, stated that
Your Honor, I'm going
He
to
did not-
on the basis of both relevance and hearsay.
what's evidence?
Whatever former Chief Toth said is classic hearsay. And secondly, I don't know how it's relevant to these proceedings, which are concerning a virtual snapshot of activity on November 23rd of 2022. Thank you.
Well, Your Honor, the reason why, did I just start protesting yesterday, or how long have I been
Well,
protesting?
hold on a second. You have to respond if you want to Mr. Yurik's objection.
Okay, right. I respond to his objection because it is evidence. You said I had a right to provide evidence to you, to show you, and that's right there in black and white, and it's on videotape. Chief Tooth stating that I had a constitutional right to do what I was doing with the same exact signs out there. And actually, I had 2 or 3 more signs than I previously had with you.
Was that at the same location, Mr. Peterson?
Same
Hold on,
location,
hold on.
same exact location. Matter of fact, if you look
Rule
at it,
on, I have to rule on the objection first, and then you can ask the next question, and the witness cannot ask questions of the defendant. Your objection is sustained.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Go ahead and ask your next question.
okay. How long have I been publicly protesting, if you know?
Sure.
How long?
Several years, if not more.
Years?
Well, since your case was in 17, at least a year, 2 years, possibly 3.
Wow.
I don't keep track of the dates you're out there.
Do you keep track of the tickets that I've received? How many tickets have I received so far?
Other than this one, I don't know.
Your Honor, can I show this ticket right here to you? I got yesterday, I believe, I got it
Your Honor, I believe the court.
for
I
evidence.
may interpose an objection.
I
believe the court has sustained my previous objection, which was based both upon hearsay and relevance. Whatever happened prior to November 23rd.
He just said yesterday, so this is.
Yesterday, this is a ticket.
Subsequent to, so, okay.
This is a ticket you just wrote me yesterday for a public protest in right here. You know, so this is the second ticket that you wrote me.
I apologize. I thought you were referring to in the past. I didn't know you were referring to the current one that you had that was cited yesterday. I thought you were referring to the past from your previous protest.
Okay. The point being is that I have evidence of this is the second ticket. In 2 years, to me, or to any reasonable mind that sit and looked at the situation, it looks like reprisal because I filed lawsuits against you and I call you you have no integrity, you're dishonest, and you guys don't like that, which I understand. I wouldn't like it either if I was in your situation, although I would investigate my complaints that you guys seem to ignore. But so this is the second time that you wrote me a ticket for public protest, correct?
No, for prohibited sign posting.
Okay, well, you I have a constitutional right to public protest, correct?
Yes, sir.
You don't dispute that.
Not at all.
You just dispute the signs.
Yes, sir.
Now, is it correct that this ain't the first time I had signs out there? Do you agree to that? No, it hasn't. Do you agree that I've had signs out there for 2 years?
Okay, it just needs to be clarified, because as it was initially asked, I would say your objection is sustained, asked and answered, but he was continuing his question and clarifying it. Go ahead, Mr. Peterson.
Is it the first, it's not the first time I've had signs out there. But yet, these are the first times that you've wrote tickets upon me. I have other officers, chiefs, I guess he's an ex-chief, Tooth, and it's on, you can Google it, April 18th, 2022, statements. He never gave me any tickets whatsoever. You know what I mean? So it's looking like I'm being punished because I filed complaints against people that are corrupt. Can you explain that? Why now am I getting tickets? Why wasn't I getting tickets before? Can you explain that to the court?
I was unaware of those times, Mr. Peterson. I've never been out there when you've had signs posted other than these two incidents, that one back in November and the one yesterday. As for the other signs that a former police officer or chief addressed you on, I have no knowledge of that.
So you as a department don't cooperate with one another and let one another know right hand, left hand? Or you guys keep it secret?
Intimate details about 24-hour operations? No. Or minute details, I should say, about 24-hour operations, 7 days a week? No.
Now you knowing that this public protest has been going on for 2 years, has at any time, have you investigated why Mr. Peterson is public protesting out here, risking his life to get assaulted and injured?
Your Honor, may I object on the basis of relevance?
Mr. Peterson, what is the relevance?
Well, you as an officer, when you in common sense, when you want to investigate why somebody is doing something, you know, if somebody go out and commit murder, don't you want to say, hey, why did that guy just kill all them kids?
Your objection
Why?
is sustained.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You know what I mean? Don't you want to know? Did you ever investigate why?
Why what?
Public protest is occurring.
Your Honor, it's the same objection. I don't know that Mr. Peterson's aware that same line of questioning is objectionable due to the relevance objection you did sustain.
He was continuing his question, which ended up being a compound question and somewhat narrative. But the question that was just asked differs in the sense that he's asking, did you investigate why he was protesting specifically? And for that, I'm going to overrule the objection and allow the answer. Thank you.
You weren't committing a crime, so what was there to investigate?
I filed complaints repeatedly.
And I'm only limiting that question to this offense that we're here for today.
Okay.
In other words, did Chief Fraziak investigate the circumstances behind your reasoning for protest and sign placement for the incident that we're here for today? So that's the scope is limited. For prior, objection was sustained as to relevance.
Thank you.
Do you know of anybody else out here that is risking their life to public protest to file a complaint? matter of fact, how can any citizen file complaint to your office and get it heard? How? I mean, if you ignore it, if you ignore complaints, how can any citizen be heard?
I don't understand the question.
Do you know of any complaints that I personally have filed with your office or your police stations of any crime that has occurred?
If you're referring to the lawsuit, I'm completely aware of that, Mr. Peterson.
Are you aware of the fact that I'm making allegations that the City of Woodhaven 33rd District Court employees are allowed to tamper with evidence?
I'm aware of your complaint, yes.
Have you at any time investigated, had any internal investigation whatsoever in your department of my case in question?
I would have to refer back to the records, but I believe the incident was investigated and was unfounded as to whatever your allegations were, but I'd have to look into the particulars of that. From if what you're referring to is back in 2017,
Yes.
I'd have to look back on that. I don't have that information in front of me right now.
So the second ticket that you wrote me, now,
We're only here for the first ticket. But if you, I will allow you some leeway in asking about the second ticket, but you're not here to litigate the second ticket, just so you understand. You're only here for the first ticket. The second ticket hasn't even been processed into the system yet. It was just yesterday.
okay. My main point is that you trying to say that the Constitution of the United States doesn't overrule the City of Woodhaven ordinance. Is that what you're saying, sir?
All I'm saying is there are ordinances drafted within the confines of Woodhaven that we're obligated to enforce.
That are
If they override, then a court would have to decide whether those are unconstitutional or not. That's not for me to decide. That's for a court to decide.
So you as a police officer know the Constitution of the United States, correct?
I do.
And you were saying to me on record that the City of Woodhaven ordinances are superior than the Constitution of the United States, basically? What are you saying? You got the Constitution up here.
I don't see a conflict with it. I see them as two different issues.
You see it as two different issues? Let me ask it this way. Does the Constitution of the United States of America overrule any state ordinance or any state laws? Yes or no?
If the law is drafted and held to its standard, then no.
So you basically,
Unless the court rules otherwise.
so you basically saying that the court can overrule the Constitution of the United States?
I don't understand where you're going with this question, Mr. Peterson.
It's the
Calling for a
lower
legal
courts.
conclusion. So this witness is not a lawyer and cannot provide a legal conclusion.
Okay, well, you're officer, you've been an officer for how many years?
32.
And is this the first time you ever seen this happen?
What?
Public protest.
No.
How many tickets have you wrote out of 32 years you've been a police officer on public protests?
None.
This is your first time.
I didn't draft those.
You what?
I didn't draft those tickets. I haven't written any tickets.
Who wrote the tickets? Or
Officer Wise yesterday, if you're referring to that one, and Lieutenant Jackson, if you're referring to the previous incident.
okay, well, so you never personally wrote none of the tickets?
No.
Okay. Why ain't they here? Are they here or what? I mean, do I got a right to speak to them? I mean, I'd like to speak to the people that not only wrote the tickets on me, that I have a right to question, because they're saying something against me, which is not true. But being that you here, and you're saying on court record that the City of Woodhaven courthouse overrides the Constitution of the United States. So therefore, why do we even have a constitution then? Why don't we just do like Trump said, get rid of it? You know?
I don't understand.
What,
I don't
other words,
understand your question.
what does the Constitution of the United States matter then?
Your Honor.
If you don't go by those laws?
I'm sorry, Mr. Peterson. If I may interpose another objection, Chief Francis has been called to place into the record the elements related to a size restriction within the Woodhaven City Code. He is not a constitutional law expert, although he is quite familiar with the Constitution. But that being said, I would indicate that due to valid time, place, and manner restrictions that have been upheld by all 50 state Supreme Courts as well as the United States Supreme Court, the discussion related to constitutional rights is irrelevant and is an improper line of questioning related to a size of sign city ordinance, which is the issue at Bay, of course.
Do you have the ordinance before you, Mr. Urick?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Peterson, have you seen the wording of the ordinance yet?
Yes, I have.
Does the board wish me to?
No, I've already seen it.
I wanted to make sure that Mr. Peterson had it. I'm sure you'll provide it to me when the appropriate time arises, but I just wanted to make sure that he had an opportunity to see the ordinance.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Any other questions for this?
Yes, I do. Now, since I've been protesting, do you know of any incidents where I've been assaulted and injured from citizens? Are you aware of any of
Assaulted,
that?
yes, I don't know about injuries.
So you are aware of me being
I believe
assaulted?
2 incidents where you were confronted or a confrontation occurred, yeah.
Mhm. And was anybody convicted for assaulting me or anything that you know of?
I don't know the outcome of those cases, Mr. Peterson.
Okay. Are you aware that in my public protest that violence does follow? So you can say that to the court, violence and assaults do occur at my public protest?
They have, yeah.
So do you think in the future that violence and assaults and mayhem or whatever may occur?
I don't have a crystal ball, sir. I can't speak to whether they will or they won't.
But it happened before, correct?
Yes, sir.
So does the public protester mean, do I have a right to self-defense? And to what degree? If somebody throws a bottle at me, do I got a right to pull out my 9mm and shoot them in the head?
I believe you're a convicted felon and can't possess a firearm, Mr. Peterson.
Well, that's been 30 years ago.
I don't know what the status of your gun rights are, but a convicted felon cannot possess a firearm unless their rights have been restored.
Well, can I use some homemade weapon to defend myself?
You can use whatever force that is necessary and required to defend yourself. Yes, I wouldn't dispute that.
So why haven't I? I'm the one being assaulted out here in public protest. You've called me a terrorist. You've said I was violent and assaulted.
Your Honor, may I interpose two objections? First is, the question assumes it's fact, not an evidence. I don't recall Chief Francis calling him a terrorist. Secondarily,
That objection
Your
is
Honor,
sustained.
the question calls for speculation. Why hasn't this man defended himself with homemade weapons? It calls for speculation.
Objection is sustained.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
So I've been out here public protesting for 2 years and nothing has occurred other than me being victimized and assaulted and injured. What would be the better way to get your attention in a public protest? To do it your way. Let us hear your suggestion how I can be heard or get my complaints heard.
I have no suggestions.
You have no suggestions? Do you believe in violence? Do you believe in solving the issues in violence?
No.
So if violence did occur, would you be held accountable for any violence?
If I was responsible for the violence, yes.
Well, are you instigating and provoking violence? denying me my constitutional right to public protest,
No.
to your opinion.
Sorry, Your Honor, again, it
It's,
assumes in fact not in evidence that his rights to expression have been violated. There's no evidence.
that objection is sustained.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Do I, as a public protester, have the right to be violent?
No.
Then why do other people have the right to be violent towards me in public protest? Why do people have the right to intimidate me, to write me tickets, knowing that I've been publicly protesting for the last 2 years? But now all of a sudden, you guys found the grace of your integrity to write me tickets, to try to stop me. Let me ask you this. Do you think I'm gonna stop public protest?
No, sir.
Do you think that I'm afraid to go to prison for the rest of my life?
I can't speculate. I have no idea.
Well, you said you knew my history.
I do know your history. I don't know the future.
Well, am I violent?
You have been.
Can I become back violent?
I don't know.
Let me ask you this. Are all men killers?
I don't know.
Yeah, you know.
Mr. Peterson,
You
hold on,
know.
we're only here for a civil infraction ticket that was cited for prohibited sign posting. Size, location, whatever the case may be, I'm waiting to hear from the prosecutor as to the specific ordinance. Not here to determine whether Chief Frajak believes all men are killers or not. This is a civil infraction issued to you in the city of Woodhaven, November 23rd, 2022 for prohibited sign posting. I want to give you a fair opportunity to ask this witness questions, but this is far beyond the scope of why we're here today. So go ahead, if you have any more questions for this witness, feel free to ask them as long as they're relevant to this particular citation.
Well, he already answered the questions. Like I said, you believe that the city of Woodhaven has some type of magical ordinance rights over the Constitution of the United States. I don't believe that personally. And don't get me wrong, the United States of America is for you people anyway, to begin with. But who knows, in the future, we might be back in court. So it's my constitutional right to public protest, and I'm not gonna stop public protest, but I'm not gonna be a victim no more. So you guys got the record, you guys understand what's gonna happen, and I'm not gonna sit back and tolerate city of Woodhaven lack of integrity. You guys don't want to investigate the case. You guys always trying to turn things around on me.
Peterson, do you have a question for this witness?
No further questions.
Thank you. Any redirect?
None, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may step down. Any objection to me allowing this witness to leave the premises if he so chooses?
None, Your Honor.
Any objection, Mr. Peterson,
Excuse me?
to release this witness?
No, go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Urick, go ahead and call your next witness.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. The people we call Lieutenant Alan Jackson.
You swear or affirm under penalties of perjury the testimony you are providing today will be true and accurate to the best of your knowledge and belief, so help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Please be seated. State and spell your first and last name for the record, state your rank and your position and department.
Woodhaven Police Department, Lieutenant Alan Jackson, ALANJACKSON. I am in charge of our night shift.
Thank you. Your witness.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. And Lieutenant Jackson, how are you currently employed?
Is a lieutenant with the City of Woodhaven Police Department.
Thank you. And where, if anywhere, did you receive your law enforcement training?
I went through Owens Community College in Ohio, certified as a police officer in Ohio, and then transferred here into Michigan.
Thank you so much. And in total, how many years have you been a sworn peace officer?
22 years.
Thank you very much. Directing your attention to November the 23rd of 2022, please describe to the court what your duties were in conjunction with your position with the police department that day.
On that day, I was actually a sergeant. I was on our day shift. I was at the front desk. I was speaking with our lieutenant. And,
Very well.
yeah.
And at any time during the day, did Chief, then Deputy Chief, I believe, Scott Francis, approach you and was there a requirement of an authorization of a citation?
Yeah, I was up there talking with the lieutenant. Chief Razik came in and requested that I write a violation to Mr. Peterson.
Did you in fact write such a citation?
Yes,
Do you possibly have it with you?
it's in the case file.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
First, show Mr. Peterson the documents that you have if he hasn't already seen them. And yes, you may.
Yes, sir.
Now, Lieutenant Jackson, do you recognize a citation
Yes.
there right now that you've reviewed?
Yes, sir.
And is your signature on that citation?
Yes, it is, right at the bottom.
All right, very well. And specifically, what is that citation seeking to enforce or prohibit?
It's for a prohibited sign and the municipal.
Prohibited
Municipal
And
system.
please briefly describe the prohibited sign city code and why a particular sign could be found non-compliant.
Can I look at the,
If that refreshes your memory, yes.
it basically, in a nutshell, says you have to have a permit to have a sign on public property.
Very well. And was it your understanding that signs had been placed on a public right-of-way on November the 23rd?
Yes, sir.
And do you know the approximate size of those signs?
A sheet of plywood size, 4 foot by 8 foot.
And do you know what dimensions those signs were made into? How large
Approximately
they
4
were?
foot by 8 foot.
Okay. And were the signs affixed in any way or propped in any way for display?
As I drove by, they were just there. I'm not sure how they were affixed. I was in a car.
They were standing upright?
Yes.
They weren't laying in the
No,
grass?
no, not laying in the rest, sitting upright.
Okay. And when the citation was prepared, how, if in any way, was it served upon the defendant on this civil matter?
Per the deputy chief at the time, he said that Mr. Peterson requested I fold it up and stick it in his wiper on his van that was parked in front of our station.
Very well. I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Cross exam.
Your officer, now you said that you was told to write me a ticket by who?
The deputy chief.
The deputy chief told you to write me a ticket.
Yes, sir.
Now, before the deputy chief told you to write me a ticket, was you concerned about my public protest?
You're up there frequently. So was I concerned? No.
So you had to write me a ticket by order, not because you wanted to?
Objection, relevance, Your Honor.
Your response.
I believe that the officer stated that he was told to write a ticket, and I don't, I've been public protesting for quite some time, and if he knows of that he never wrote me a ticket. He had to be told from a superior officer up here to write me a ticket. Or excuse me, is that guy a superior? Was the guy that was the officer that told you to write me a ticket, was he a superior officer?
Deputy chief at the time.
So was he lower than you in command or higher?
Deputy chief higher.
Oh, deputy chief. Okay. But prior to that, have you seen me out there public protest with signs?
With signs? No. With a flag, yes.
With what?
With a flag, yes.
Yeah. Now, have you ever wrote me a ticket other than being ordered to write me a ticket?
Objection, relevance, Your Honor.
Other words, the relevance is, did you willfully write me a ticket or did you do it by your order?
Objection is to relevance. This is staying. This is a different question.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
Did you do it willingly or did you do it because you was ordered to write me a ticket?
I willingly wrote you a ticket, yeah.
You willingly,
Yeah,
but you was ordered to write me a ticket, correct?
not ordered, asked.
What's the difference?
There's a big difference between asking and you're ordered to do something.
From a commanding officer?
Yeah,
Could you have said no?
absolutely.
Are you familiar with the Constitution of the United States?
Yes,
Does every citizen have a right to public protest?
yes.
Then why would you deny any citizen his right?
Your Honor, again,
I interpose an objection. This is not a content-based restriction.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Hold on one moment, please. Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, one at a time, place and manner. The constitutional content line of questioning is to the city ordinance and the testimony as it has been developed.
Any other response?
I believe it is relevant. I mean,
The objection is that the city ordinance that we're here for today doesn't amount to a constitutional violation, is what Mr. Yurick is saying, in that we're here today for this ordinance. I need to hear what your response is.
so how can an ordinance override the Constitution of the United States? I mean,
Part of the problem is, Mr. Peterson, is that it's not necessarily overriding, it's not overriding the Constitution. So it's the constitutional right to a peaceful public protest. And then each city and each community and each state can have ordinances with respect to their easements, their property, sign placement, location. You may be able to, for instance, wear a sign if you're properly on in an area that is open to the public on which you can peacefully protest. But by placing signs or affixing signs, and this is the argument of the prosecutor as to why you were issued the ticket, that can be determined by local ordinance. So your position here today isn't necessarily, I know what your position is, but you also have to address, did you have signs? Were they on a public easement? And did you have a permit?
so how,
Because they're saying you were there, you had signs, they were on the public easement, and you did not have a permit. And that flies in the face of their local ordinance. That's their allegation. So for you to dispute that, you would be showing me through witness testimony and your own testimony, either you weren't there, you were there, but you didn't have signs, you were there, you had signs, but you had a permit. Those are some examples.
so, all right. So you are aware of my public protests and stuff like that in the city of Woodhaven for a long time?
Yes, sir.
For how long do you think I was public protesting?
I have no idea, sir.
Are you familiar with the April 18th, 2022 public protest?
No, sir.
Are you aware of any assaults or injuries that has occurred upon public protests in the city of Woodhaven?
No, sir.
So, so do you think that I'm going to stop public protest?
I can't answer that, sir. I have no idea what you're going to do.
So how would you resolve a problem in public protest? Is what you're saying? So the citizen has to go get a permit to put billboards down on your guys' corner or something? You got to have a permit, correct?
According to the ordinance, yes, sir.
According to the ordinance. Yeah. No further questions.
Any redirect?
Just one redirect, Your Honor. Pardon me, Lieutenant Jackson, it was already in the record, but just to reiterate, are you aware of any permitting process that this gentleman engaged in with the city of Woodhaven to put his permit application in front of the sign board and or to receive city commissioner, city council approval of the size and location of his signs?
Not to my knowledge, sir.
Thank you.
I do have one more question.
Recross.
Yeah. At any time of my public protest for the last several years that you know of, have I ever been violent? Have I ever assaulted anybody that you
Not
know
to my
of?
knowledge, no.
Thank you.
All right, you're all set. You're free to leave. Any objection to me releasing this witness?
Yes, Your Honor, if people have no more witnesses and people have no objection to Lieutenant resuming his duties.
Thank you.
Well, Your Honor,
Do you have any witnesses?
yes, I do, Your Honor. As I stated, my witness is on Google, April 18th, 2022. It's on Google. The deputy, Tooth, I guess he retired or something, I don't know. But Officer Tooth, it's on Google. All you got to do is look, ask Google, April 18th, 2022, public protest, and it's on the news. And it extremely says right there that I had a constitutional right to public protest. Whether you guys don't like that in your citizen community ordinance, I'm not going to stop. I just got another ticket, and it's just going to get bigger, bigger, and bigger till everything comes into a different form. And then it's going to be out of you guys' control.
Mr. Peterson, are you calling yourself as a witness? So I have to swear you in to
Well,
testify.
I would like
Because
to.
Google, I can't do this added step of trying.
Well, can I go get my phone?
Because it could be deemed hearsay. It would be deemed hearsay.
What, on the phone? I mean, it's news. That, you saying that would be hearsay?
As to this particular day on November 23rd of 2022, as to whether you were there on the property and you had signs, if you had signs, the size of the signs, the location of the signs, and whether you had a permit on that date. That's why we're here today, for a civil infraction.
Well, I'm trying to show you evidence. You said I had a right to present evidence.
You do.
Then I can go out and get my phone.
It has to be in accordance with the court rules.
Well, the
Rules
court
of
rules.
evidence.
Well, it is evidence. Like I said, April 18th, 2022, the other Sergeant Tooth, I guess he's not there no more, retired or whatever, but he stated that it was my constitutional right to do what I'm doing. And he did not write me no tickets, but now you guys are writing me tickets, and it's reprisal for civil lawsuits and complaints that I file against you people. Now, I understand you guys don't like it. Of course you wouldn't like it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to be called a liar and say that I don't have some degree of integrity. You know what I mean? I'm a criminal. I admit that I'm a criminal. Fuck, I'm a killer.
Okay.
I admit that.
Let's
You know what I mean? I don't care.
back up, watch your language.
Well, I admit it. So
You've done a
what?
great job keeping your temper down and presenting your questions. But in your admission is one thing. I need to know if you're going to be testifying. I need to have testimony, relevant testimony as to this particular date. I know what you're trying to show to me. This isn't a jury. I understand what you're trying to show me, that back on April 18th of 2022, that you were on the news and you were protesting according to what you said, and that Chief Tove at the time said that you had the right to peaceful protest in the public. This is not for that time. This isn't even for your protest. This is for signs that were placed without a permit.
It's showing.
Not the fact that you were there and protesting. I just want you to be clear.
Yeah, but it's showing evidence of reprisal because you guys know I got a civil lawsuit against you, and it's reprisal. I'm being punished for filing civil lawsuits and complaints. I don't understand why you guys ignore my complaints. What has to happen before you guys sit back and look and say, you know what? Wow, we could have solved the problem. But guess what we did? We ignored this complaint and this man, and then the federal agents, U.S. Marshals, going to get involved, and they're going to come down here and they're going to ask you guys, hey, did you guys do this to this guy? Oh, no, we didn't do it to him because it's our law. Yeah, okay, it's your law. You keep thinking that. You already see violence has occurred and happened in my case, a public protest. This ain't the first time and it ain't gonna be the last, okay? And you try to intimidate me with tickets and threats, it's not gonna work this time.
Would you like to testify?
Well, I just did.
Well, I need to swear you in, so then you would be, you don't have to take the stand, you can stand right where you are.
Yeah, that's what
But
I
I need
mean.
to swear you in. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm under penalties of perjury, the testimony you are providing will be true and accurate to the best of your knowledge, belief, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. All right, state your name.
My name's Brad Peterson,
Thank you,
Brad
Mr.
Thomas Peterson.
Thank you, Mr. Peterson. I've heard you. I've listened to what you've had to say. I want to give you an opportunity under oath to answer some questions that I may have, Mr. Urick may have, but before we even get to that, any other statements that you would like to offer with respect to the allegation that you were on the property on November 23rd of 2022, peacefully protesting, but without a permit for the signs that were there? That's the allegation.
Well,
Location and size of the signs.
Well, that allegation is absolutely true. I've been down there for years. It ain't the first time, just that one day. It ain't one day. I've been down there for years doing the same exact thing, but that one day makes the difference. No, I've been doing this. You want to close your eyes? Okay, close your eyes. But things are happening around you that you should try to have control of, you know, in respect of. I've been publicly protesting, you know. I've been found complaints against the city of Woodhaven and authorities.
You've been placing signs in the public easement without a permit, Mr. Peterson.
I've been doing that. It ain't the first time.
Did you do it on November 23rd?
I've been doing it every day that I can.
On that date specifically?
On that day, I was down there and they wrote me a ticket for auto reprisal. Like I said, I feel that I'm being punished for filing complaints against the state of Michigan and the city of Woodhaven authorities.
On that date, how many signs did you have?
I believe I had 3, but now I got 8 that's going to go down there in a couple of days.
Are they 4x8 signs that were testified to by the other
They
individuals?
might be 4x6.
Okay. Did you create those signs yourself?
Yes, I did.
And where did you have them located on November 23rd?
I had them located where no citizen was walking. I was not hurting anybody's access to go to the police station or to walk on any sidewalks. I respectfully respect all citizens' right to walk around. I didn't block anybody. I didn't curse nobody out. I didn't threaten nobody. I've always been a peaceful public protester, even though I've been assaulted several times and injured in the city of Woodhaven, and that's on record. But I've always been peaceful, and I've tried to be that way. But now I'm getting these tickets of intimidation because of reprisals of civil lawsuits that I filed against the state of Michigan and city of Woodhaven. I'm not going to stop public protests.
Did you have a permit for those signs that you had on November 23rd of 2020?
No, I didn't. And I don't really, even if I went down to even try to get a permit, I don't know if they will allow it. Actually, I don't know. They might allow it. I never tried to go down there and get a permit because I've always felt that it's my constitutional right to public protest, whether you like it or not.
You can publicly protest. You have to follow the ordinances of each city and community, not just Woodhaven, but any, and with respect to the size of the sign and the location of the sign. So if you're within the size guidelines that are offered, the mandates, you're in a place or a position where it's not on a public easement, then you would be permitted to do so. But you have to have that permit. You have to have a permit.
Well, at the end of the day, like I said, I was not hurting anybody's access to walk around. So the public, the citizens were not harassed in any type of way in my public protest, other than the signs, of course, and the Confederate flag flying. But there is really no problem. I think the city of Woodhaven is trying to make a problem. And once it gets bigger and out of hand, then you guys are not going to have no control. And
You haven't tried to go to the city hall to see what the size requirement is for the sign, or where you can be situated to abide by the ordinance?
No, I haven't done that because, as I said, I believe that the Constitution of the United States, plus I'm Native Indian. So this is my land in the first place. You white people took over everything. You don't own nothing, you stole it, okay? Legally, every crime that you've ever committed was legal. You guys always put legal in front of everything, okay? Even the Constitution. Now you trying to downplay the Constitution of the United States. Like you guys have superiority over the Constitution of the United States.
No,
I don't believe
you
do.
You have to compare apples with apples.
Yeah, well, apples and oranges
Apples with
still grow on the
oranges.
tree. They both grow on a tree.
Respect to the size and location of the sign and the need for a permit.
That's
That is
overriding my
not
constitutional rights.
unconstitutional.
Of course. I'm public protesting. That's what I'm
Do you
doing.
have questions for Mr. Peterson? Mr.
No,
Urick?
Your Honor.
Mr. Peterson, do you have anything else that you'd like to offer, sir?
As I've said, I'm going to continue the public protest. And I believe that this is nothing but reprisal from the state of Michigan and the city of Woodhaven. I've been assaulted. I've been a victim many, many times in public protest. And that the city of Woodhaven is trying to ignore complaints and close their eyes to potential violence. And they're trying to hide behind some type of permit laws when I have a constitutional right to public protest. Plus, as I stated, I'm a Native Indian. Yeah, I'm a mixed breed, African mix. But this country belongs to Native Indians, and I can do what I want in my own country. You guys need to go back to Europe, where you come from.
Mr. Urick, do you have a closing? Do
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
you have anything in closing?
Very briefly, Your Honor, I would just indicate to the court that as has previously been intimated multiple times, and most recently, we can go decades after the Fighting Words Doctrine and to granted the city of Rockford, 408 US 104, 1972 case, which indicates, quote unquote, the crucial question is whether the manner of expression is basically incompatible with the normal activity of a particular place at a particular time. Time, place, and manner restrictions can and will withstand intermediate scrutiny. And under Ward v. Rock against Racism, 1989, the specific test is content neutrality, narrowly tailored, serve a governmental interest, and leave open ample alternative for other channels of communication. Mr. Peterson had every opportunity to apply for the sign. He had every opportunity to speak in another form or fashion. I believe that under both Brainerd and Ward, the city ordinance as drafted is constitutionally firm. And I believe for that reason, the people have borne their burden of proof. It is the sign, public easement. He, by his own statement and admission under oath, he indicated saying, and a permit was not pulled. For that reason, Your Honor, I believe the people have borne their burden of proof of a preponderance of the evidence, which is the featherweight test, as some of the law professors refer to it. And I would ask that, this is not a question of guilt or innocence, but I would ask that the court find Mr. Peterson responsible for this civil infraction. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have that ordinance section now?
Yes, Your Honor, may I approach?
Please.
And I apologize, I did make a note up in the left-hand corner that's just 11/23, which is the date for my own memory, so I apologize for putting that note on there.
Section 110-712, correct?
Affirmative.
What section are you referring me to?
I'm sorry, Your Honor?
What section?
Specifically, the citation indicated 110-713, requirements relative to height, area, and height.
I only have 12 and 11.
Oh, I apologize, Your Honor. I don't have a paper copy, but I can say it to the court.
Hold on a second.
There's an entire grid of sizes.
Well, it was written 711 subsection 3.
110-713, subsection 3. No
So I
sign.
have section 110-711 subsection 3, which is on the citation, no sign except those established and maintained by the municipality, county, state, or federal governments shall be located in, project into, or overhang public right-of-way or dedicated public easement.
Affirmative. I'm sorry. Yes, 110-711 subsection 3. Not
Okay.
713. I apologize for the confusion.
So location of the sign.
Affirmative.
Size was not written in this particular, is prohibited sign posted 110-711 subsection 3. But there isn't any mention of any size on this particular citation.
Overhanging public easement, I believe.
Overhanging, correct.
Yeah. That's correct.
But in other words, Mr. Peterson was saying it was 4x6. Lieutenant Jackson and Chief Frazier believed it to be 4x8, but that doesn't make a difference for purposes of this hearing at this point, meaning there's a difference in the size that's been testified to because it was written as an overhang onto a public easement and in violation of subsection 3 of 110-711.
That's correct.
Thank you. Mr. Peterson, what do you have to say in closing, sir?
Yes. As I stated, I've always publicly protested in a peaceful manner, and for years, mind you. This is the first time that this has occurred. I used same signs on many different occasions, and I've never blocked anybody's easement or any public man or woman that wanted to walk or whatever. I never interfered with any of their walkway. So I never hung the sign up nowhere. It's always been on the grass. So it's never up hung. It was on the grass, and it wasn't no affixed fixture, and nobody walks down there anyway. Actually, it's right down by the road where cars go by. So no citizens walk on that grass anyway to begin with. Right down there by the sign, the Woodhaven sign. So there's no citizen that walks down there. So I wasn't bothering anybody. And this is what don't make sense. Now, if I was bothering somebody, I could see that you guys could have maybe reasonable complaint against me. you know, and then I would have to, you know, work with you guys. But this is just a blunt reprisal because of civil lawsuits and it's racism. As I said, I'm Native Indian. It's my land any damn way. At the end of the day, you know, read your history book, you know? No further questions.
Oh, thank you. There's also basic requirements for special event signs, but it goes into any man shall not be mounted or otherwise secured in any manner that will avoid creating danger to the public, distraction to drivers, dangerous traffic movement, or create inappropriate stress on components or electrical services that represent a potential hazard to the structures and or public. But that's 712 and it's in a definition for a temporary sign.
It wasn't.
Based upon the testimony that I have, the evidence I have from both prosecution witnesses and the defendant himself who testified, I am going to find you responsible for prohibited sign posting placement for overhanging into that public easement. That is a public easement. It's dedicated and marked as a public easement and especially without a permit. Size, I don't have anything here that would prevent you from having a 4x6 sign if you had a permit and if you were in the proper place. Your protest, I don't have anything here showing that you shouldn't be protesting because you have the right to a peaceful public protest, a constitutional right, which Chief Frasiak agreed to, as well as the other constitutional rights. The problem here is that ordinance. So in the event you're choosing to continue your protest, and I'm not preventing you from doing so, as long as you're doing it peacefully, constitutionally, and in abidance with the local ordinance requirement as to the placement, where you are with the signs, to make sure that it's not on a public easement or that you get a permit to be able to have those signs. So you've got to a little bit adjust maybe where you're standing with those signs, not your body, but other signs and the placement of the signs. So that is my ruling. And Heather, I need the civil infraction fine, please.
All right, Judge, let me get back to his screen. I think I went off his. Sorry, I'm on the date screen. Let me get to his. It is $135 for the prohibited.
$135 is the total. Mr. Peterson, do you need time to pay that?
How much?
$135.
Well, actually, I want to appeal it.
You have that right, and you would be able to appeal, and the appeal for a civil infraction would go to Judge McNally down the hall, and you would be able to have this case heard anew there.
Yeah, I'm going to appeal it.
You are all set, and you would fill out the appropriate paperwork for your appeal, and you can do that with a form down the hallway. And
we have the clerk's office.
Exactly. You're all set. Temporarily pending appeal, though, I'm going to make the balance due honor before May 1st. Honor before May 1st.
What am I doing?
Then you would be receiving what's called a show cause, and then you would have to come in for a show cause and show cause why you weren't paying or why you have an inability to pay, and then I would make that determination.
What about a jury trial? Do you guys right to jury trial?
Not on a civil infraction. This isn't a criminal charge. This is a civil infraction. Well, I don't think you want to have a criminal charge. No, I don't think you do. But what you've done is not a criminal action. It's a civil infraction violation.
For now.
Mr. Peterson, I wish you well, sir.
Yeah.